Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Janet Yong, and in my channel I share about Feng Shui and Bazi, entrepreneurship as well as personal growth, especially in the areas of communication, success and motivation. And in today's episode, I'll be talking about the alignment to the coming period change to period 9, starting officially from 2024. However, if you all were to notice, we have already started from the heaven energy perspective to change to period 9 from 2017, and especially with the onset of COVID, where a lot of things went online and a lot of the mindset of people changed as well. So in today's episode, it will be the start of the period 9 alignment series, and I will be sharing with you tips on how you can align yourself to this new period. Previously, I've already shared quite a bit about the period 9, what it means, how it is different from period 8, as well as some of the key things and mindset that you should have. If you have not watched any of the period 9 videos, please click on this link that I'm showing here and watch the video so that you can have a better understanding of what period 9 means and what it entails, so that you can prepare yourselves, especially this year, in the year 2023, which is actually the starting, and you will really feel the energies of period 9 itself. So without further ado, let's move on to the next segment where I'll share more. Welcome back, and in this particular part of the video, I would like to share with you in terms of the mindset change required in period 9 in order for us to have abundance, success and happiness. Now, why is this crucial in terms of mindset change? Well, similarly, like when we talk about Bazi in terms of the luck pillar, and on an annual basis, there are actually influences that come into our life that we really need to think about. And in this particular case, if we look at luck pillar, every luck pillar will entail some kind of influence that you need to pick up in terms of skill sets that I've shared in a lot of my videos in the Bazi series itself. And when we look at period 9, what kind of mindset change should we be looking at? Well, first we have to investigate then from the perspective of period 8. Period 8 is what we call the Can trigram. The Can trigram itself is an image of actually a mountain. So from the mountain perspective, we are really looking at security, stability, as well as if we were to look at conquering the mountain itself, is actually overcoming obstacles and grit. Now, if we look at then moving on to period 9, what kind of mindset change should we have? Now, the period 9 trigram is the Li Gua, and the Li Gua itself is that of the image of fire. So if you were to look at the difference between that of a mountain and fire, what is the difference? Now, in the mountain itself is talking about security. Whereas if you were to look at the fire is really about living from moment to moment, because the fire is always flickering, correct? That's one. Two, if you were to look at actually trying to conquer the mountain itself, the mountain is actually climbing the mountain, and in the process you have grit, you have overcoming of obstacles, the kind of mindset in terms of perseverance when we are looking at it. And it's interestingly, if you were to look at period 6, 7, 8, which I've shared in a previous series itself, it is really about the industrialization age, where you're talking about climbing to the top of the mountain, where people aspire to be at the top of their career progression, be it a CEO, CFO, director itself. Now, but if you change that in terms of going towards period 9, what's the key difference? In period 9 itself, if you were to look at the Li Gua, in the center of the fire, it's actually two broken lines. Now, what does that mean? It actually means instability and insecurity. So from that perspective of people who have grown up in period 7, period 8, and are already in your 40s, 50s, you will have to have a huge mindset change, moving from that of security to that of insecurity. And how do you survive in insecurity? And it's not surprising then, in the recent Telegram and YouTube vote especially, the majority of people voted, how do I actually have security in my retirement itself? So this is actually a very, very obvious trend that I'm seeing from the votes and of what people are worrying about. Now, the key thing then is to look at, when we move from security to insecurity, then the part is more about the moment to moment that I mentioned earlier on, and also the feelings itself. It's not so much about overcoming greed, overcoming an obstacle, climbing the corporate ladder, climbing to where you want to be, or even from an education perspective. That's why you see a lot of education systems are struggling to try and move towards this new phase and new era of our life. And the key then is, if you look at living from moment to moment, and the fire in terms of what it represents, the mountain represents stability, the fire actually represents hope, being a beacon of light, being in the light itself. And what does this mean? It means happiness, fulfillment, moment to moment. And therefore, from a skill set perspective, or rather from a mindset perspective, it is really about living in the moment and having fun in the moment. And it is tough because we have all been brought up, including myself, actually learning about how do we plan for our retirement, how do we be secure in our retirement, and not really thinking about enjoying the moment, having fun in the moment itself. So in this series, besides talking about this particular mindset change, I will also be sharing tips with you on how do we then actually change our mindset from that of having pure security, overcoming greed, to then being in the light, having that pleasure, having that fun, having that happiness, staying in the moment and not worry too much into the future.